In this episode, I was joined by Laban, who has been a highly active and engaged member and supporter of the Upland community since joining way back in November 2020. Laban has pretty much been involved in and seen it all as Upland has continued to grow and establish since then, from humble beginnings as an FS agent in Fresno working with established players, including myself, to having some epic USD flips and striving towards and succeeding in getting his account into the green, playing with house money status, which is a goal for many players, including myself. Laban has gone on to be a huge supporter of many Upland broadcasters and various node projects, including Lone Mountain in San Francisco and his recent move to residential status in Midtown Terrace. He's also a Metaventure owner operating the Graveyard's Goods Map Assets business, from which he produces and sells a range of terrifyingly affordable gravestones that are guaranteed to help bring your properties to life or death while not horrifying you financially. We discussed all of that today, including his thoughts and opinions on a number of contemporary and historical Upland events, and I hope you enjoy our chat. Although he isn't a fan of his ancestral ties to my beloved black metal, Laban has well and truly shaken off the Celtic Frost and is becoming immortal as he rises and shines from the grave in the Metaverse and beyond.
Warning, the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved, contains content not suitable for anyone.
All right, thank you very much. This is another episode of the Metaverse and Beyond podcast. Now, I've been after this one for quite a while. We're featuring the one and only Mr. Laban. How are you doing this evening, your time, mate?
Great. And how are you doing?
Getting there. It's been a bit of a scramble the last few minutes. Something popped up on my radar that I thought, I want to talk about this with Laban, so I got that ready. So if you're not aware, Laban is, you've been around for a very long time. It reminded me before when I was pulling up some of your details since November 2020. So, yeah, very much seen it all, been a part of it all just about.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's closing up to 4 years now.
Crazy times.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Norwegian husband, father, and seller of gravestones.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
All right, we've got a few things to go over that I'd like to get your perspective on before we dive into all about you and what you've got going on. I guess probably the biggest thing at the moment that's on everybody's lips is how did you go with the very exclusive, in air quotes, release in Paris?
Well, I actually didn't participate. So it was a bummer. I had something else during that time, but I heard it went quite quick. So the chances of getting some would be microscopic, I think. So yeah. But
it was definitely interesting. It was. I got up at 1:45 a.m. and I tried to set a trail. I jumped to one of DTEC's properties and it just immediately sent me in the complete opposite direction, like out of the neighborhood. So I was like, So I sent to one of my properties that was nearby, and I think it was the second or third send, and then it went in a really good direction because that property was right on the border. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to let this sit for a while. And it got to about a minute to go before, and I was on mobile, and it's my tail was massive, and I just picked one. Okay, this looks like a decent size, and I just kept focusing on that property. Like, click on the property, close it. Click on the property, close it. It turned green. I clicked on that one, and I got it straight away. And then I clicked on the one next to it, and it was locked. I clicked on the one next to it, and then it was locked. So I went back on my tail just randomly, and I clicked on one, and I got another one. So I think I was extremely lucky to be able to meet two.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Pretty much, if you caught the last Upland Down Under podcast, Swally and I were kind of explaining what we thought was going to happen. That pretty much happened to Swally exactly. And did you see Mark Ferguson's video? He put out about it.
No, I haven't seen that yet. No.
Yeah, so he usually does a live minting release video when city releases go live, and he exactly what we thought was going to happen. Like, you click on a property, it says now minting, spinning, and then it eventually gets to blocked. That took about 20, 30 seconds or something like that. It was stuck in that now minting process. So by the time he'd gone through that, it was all gone. So he was quite upset. I don't really agree. He kind of went on a bit of a, not really a rant, but he was really disappointed, kind of saying, "Hey, that was my property. It was saying I was minting it." I was thinking to myself, mate, that's it's not yours until it's yours.
No. So it was like an old-fashioned city release, like
yeah,
Brooklyn and
the Bronx, all of that. Yeah,
yeah.
yep, all of those sorts of ones. So yeah. So, well, what did you think about that style of release? Like making it like just a completely open smash and grab for so few properties.
I like the concept. I'm all in for the concept and a UGC release kind of city.
Yep.
And the amount, it makes it more exclusive. But then again, why? It should be for everyone, I think, not for the 600 or 300 if you get two or whatever. I think the amount should be bumped up a bit.
Yes, it would be nice because there's a lot of awesome buildings there. Like the demand was massive.
Yeah, it was there.
What did you think about Swali's kind of suggestion that this should have been done as like a buy a pass or something like that, register for the sale and that sort of thing, rather than just a live minting kind of thing?
Yeah, it's random either way, I think. Yeah, at least you have a chance if you go there and you try to mint with the passes. It's just random if you get it or not.
Yeah,
we've seen that all in the past here now. So yeah, I think the normal city releases are more fun because then you kind of go to the place you want to go to instead of just getting a random property.
Yes.
And you do the old-fashioned things, set a trail and plan ahead if you have the time for that. So yeah, I like those releases more than just a pass.
Yeah, it's a good point. Well, if it had been a register for the sale situation, my luck with those things is just so bad. I don't think I would have got anything. I would have still got up at 1:45 to see what my place in the queue was, and I probably just would have got absolutely nothing. So, how's your luck been over the years with that registration process?
Well, yeah, it's mixed. Kind of wanted a terminal for a while, and let's go a little bit more back. I don't remember when it was. I think it was 2021. There was a registration for the historical Richmond in the ultra rare in Staten Island.
Yep.
And I got that for the $250 or something. I was stoked about it, but it didn't do anything for me because I needed one more prop, and I wasn't willing to pay a lot of cash for that. So I flipped it. I made $950 on it, so I was pretty happy with that.
Sweet.
That was back then when it was possible. So yeah, that's one thing. And then last year I got the train terminal for Buenos Aires, so I was lucky about that. But then again, it's a train terminal, and then cars came, and then it didn't give me anything. So I tracked and that was right after the release that the players could get the fees for the travel. So I started tracking what I would make or what I made during the months, and I noted it down. It was 534 UPX for having that property for almost a year because I sold it because I didn't want it for that amount. So I flipped it for USD again, and I made 500 UPX on travel fees for almost a year.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That puts it into perspective.
Didn't give me anything, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah, what's your perspective too on with the travel fees? Obviously, we saw later on that Upland started to share out some of the stuff that goes with the fees associated with that. But then for the Paris release, they just let everybody just boink themselves straight there.
Didn't get that at all. And you covered it pretty well on your podcast. I totally agree. I didn't get it. They tell it or they say that the city releases aren't for new players either. So what's the point with the pass or the teleport? I don't get it.
Yeah. It was a bit of a mixed signals there.
Yeah.
Have you looked into that Paris neighborhood on the secondary? Are you gonna gobble up any of them there?
Maybe later on. Now I'm saving for buying the third Midtown Terrace property. So.
Yes, thank you very much for that sale that came through. I was actually eyeballing a property in DTEC's neighborhood, and your sale allowed me to go and gobble that up. So
Nice.
That was very helpful. I'll show that anyway. So yeah, I only had, before this release, I only had 3 properties in Paris, and I got this one. Yeah, I got this showroom property here, which is just next to that neighborhood. So that's the one I launched off. And yeah, my trail came right down here. And I minted, I think it was this one.
Oh, you're not
Might have
sharing.
been this one. And am I not sharing? There we go. Yeah. So let me just go back. Sorry. So yeah, that's my showroom property there. That's the 3 that I had. And this is the neighborhood here. So yeah, I just set a beautiful trail all across here, and I managed to mint one of these ones, and I think it was that one or 2 there. But I've since gone on and gobbled up a bunch of them, and I'm planning on buying more.
Yeah.
I managed to set up the dual townhouses, so that's going to look cool. Pretty happy with that. And I was searching for the longest time. I was trying to get one that I could put the apartment on. I bought this one, and it just wouldn't fit because of the corner. I think there was another one somewhere else, and it just didn't fit. So yeah, this one, it just wouldn't fit because, again, it gets pinched at the top. So your sale come through, and there was this one up here. So I finally managed to get that one. So
and that's the biggest one, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest one. Well, apart from the showroom that's available as well.
Yeah, okay.
I think Dizzy's building that one and DTEC's building that one. So now it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But the current secondary prices, you're looking at 70,000. What do we got there? There's 6 there for 70,000 and under. I gobbled up a few of those last night. It's going to be interesting to see what the USD comes out as. I've got some there that I haven't started building on because I'm just going to wait and see what the USD floor is like. If it's semi-decent, I may flip out of those.
Yeah.
Just to get some extra USD in the bank, but we'll see how we go. Yes. And I'm still in Paris, I think. I gotta get on the plane. Oh, that was the other thing too. Maybe it's the case. I saw some people on General this morning saying, hey, I'm stuck in Paris. I can't get out because there's no bloody cents left in the terminals.
Ooh, like the old days. You have to wait.
It's working. I wonder if it'll work. Here we go. Codes. 189. How did you go with just the actual Paris release in general?
Yeah, I bought the I don't remember what it was called, the 90,000 UPX package, or 95. I don't remember. Got 3 properties, nothing special, and then I minted the property next to the Norwegian embassy. I was trying to get a Norwegian embassy, but it was too expensive for me, so I got the one next door, and that's in Champs-Élysées.
Yep.
And then I flipped that one later on.
Very good. Very good. Is that your normal tactic for city releases? What's your, having been around for so long, how has your city release kind of vibe developed?
Yeah, it was more fun earlier on. Now it's not that special for me. I don't do any investigation prior to the release or something. And that was something I did before, trying to find out what could be a collection, but I don't do that anymore. I try to join the city release. It's still exciting, but I'm not hunting for something special. I'm just randomly picking properties and then either flipping it or just holding it. My strategy is to have at least one property in every city in Upland, and then try to build something on it. Maybe there will come some functionality to the houses that you need to have a place to live while you block explorers in the city. Maybe not, but I'm trying to have at least one building in every city in Upland.
Do you have a particular preference for where you place your building? I know, like in Midtown Terrace, I placed a lot of the buildings right at the front footprint, so I had lots of backyard space.
Yeah.
But then, how is cars going to work
exactly.
as a thing? Like, are we going to have to park the cars?
I mixed it up.
You mixed it up, yeah.
I'm trying to put it in center now, so I actually can put something in front of the house, like a map asset or something, and have some space in the back as well. So the car can be put in the front and the back, and
yeah,
so
I'm sure
it's mixed up.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll dive into all that later, because you are a map asset Metaventure owner. So I'll just write that down to speak on that a bit more, the whole transportation thing. And just to go back and finish off, what did you think about DTEC being showcased in that kind of neighborhood style and his designs and whatnot?
Well, he deserves it. Absolutely, he deserves it. He's a good artist and he has a lot of talent. So absolutely. But it had to be a lot of work for him. So hats off. So yeah, I congratulated him right after. So yeah.
Yes.
Must be
He's
a
good maniac.
A lot of hours, I think.
It's insane. Like the amount of hours he puts into just the finest details is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm forever telling him in DM, go to sleep, you maniac. Yeah. So hopefully he can catch up on some sleep, but I know he won't. There'll be some other project he'll dive into. So
yeah. And hopefully this sparks up maybe some other city releases where UGC will be a great part of it.
Yes. It's hard to kind of look back on, and I guess what do they call it? Monday morning quarterbacking or something. You're commenting on something that's already happened. Like, I know that the prize associated with DTEC winning that award was 5 Spark, I believe. Plus, he gets to showcase his art in this neighborhood. 5 Spark at the time was a huge prize, but obviously we've seen Sparklet be released and we know what's happened with the price, yada, yada, yada. I wish there was some way to tie in some more ongoing financial reward for this, like, whether it be blueprints or maybe everybody who put up a building in Upland. I guess it's hard because we don't pay for the buildings to come up as far as currency goes. We use Sparklet, of course, but it'd be nice if he was. It is NFTs. There is royalty systems. Like, this neighborhood's going to be a shining example. It'd be nice if there was some ongoing reward, or I don't know. I don't know how to word it.
Yeah, that would be nice for him.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe in the future, because he did create. I think he created 8 or 9 buildings for that series, and there was only 5 used, I believe. So maybe in the future. So yeah. All right. The other thing that popped up this morning when I turned on my everything was we've got a new Terraformer Block Explorer sale. As I said, you've been around for a long time. Now, Terraformer Block Explorer sales are used to kind of signify special events and things like that.
Okay, just walking there.
Yeah. You ever been interested in buying any of these terraformers? They've been selling these for years and years and years.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's way out of my price range.
Yeah. I
would rather
try to
do something else with my $1,000. So
it's a lot of money. Yes. I tried to do a search before we got kicked off. Maybe it's an incorrect memory, but I remember at least some of these terraformers being sold as future potential for spark mining or something like that.
yeah, I think
I
so too.
swear there was something like that. But
Yeah.
I looked into the old Upland Medium and I couldn't find it. So I don't know whether that's been scrubbed or that's been changed or whether I just simply couldn't find it. But yeah.
Yeah, I kind of remember something that as well as, but that was something with the wizards as well, I think. Or that was
There
just
was
a
some tie
rumor.
in there.
Those
Yeah.
I have one or two of them, I think.
That there was rumors that kicked off. Yeah, leading up to remember the leading up to the release of Bakersfield, because Bakersfield was a industrial area or something with lots of open spaces. There was speculation that that was going to be a spark mining area, but that was based on. I'm sure that was based on at least some of these terraformers being sold. This little dude here, he definitely looks like some kind of automated. He's got a sparklet logo on his head. I wonder if they're going to finally go back and do something related to that.
Yeah, I hope so, because people have bought this earlier on for $1,000. You get a million UPX out of it, but yeah, it would be great to have some functionality with the box bars. And that's kind of
not
key thing. Functionality.
Functionality, yes. Utility. Yeah, so if you want the set, if you want the head and the body, $2,000.
Okay.
Wow. Only 5 of each, so yeah, way out of my budget too, but I don't know. I mean, you get the 1 million UPX, so there is that. So yes, so that was kind of interesting. And I'll just bring this up too because I thought this was interesting. When I was doing some research to try and find that, I believe this was the very first example of them selling those Terraformer Block Explorers, which was to commemorate City Hall being opened in San Francisco way back when.
Yeah.
So
that was before me.
And just before, was it?
Yeah,
September. Yeah, just before. A couple of months before. Yeah, I believe these were the original ones. And look, there you go. Look at that. It looks like little sparky chests, but this is long before Spark had been mentioned as an actual thing. So yeah, maybe it was just all pure speculation based on the images. I'm not sure, but I swear there was something about it. Dozer.
I hope there will come something.
We don't know. All right. As far as the switch over from Spark to Sparklet and becoming a tradable cryptocurrency, what's your general vibe or your take on all of that sort of stuff?
The price is the price. I don't care about the price. I care about the people that maybe would come in and join us, because we need more. We need more players, more activity. So I care about that. I don't care about the price. If it's low, it's low, and then it's fine.
How active have you been as far as buying Sparklet and staking it for the various airdrops and whatnot?
Yeah, I bought some Spark the first day or something when it was around 80, I think.
Yep.
So that was a bummer. And I staked that for the pool. Later, and it wasn't that much. Later found out that there was like I don't know, it was 150 Sparklet for fees to get it out. So I practically didn't have anything left. I think I bought like 700 Sparklet or something just for fun, just to have it.
Yep.
But the airdrop of 1,000 was more.
Yes, and we're due an airdrop today, aren't we? That's supposed to be coming through at some stage today.
Yeah, I think X1 just announced something.
Did he?
Yeah. We're in the final stages of Chapter 2 airdrop. We're pushing the release to August 27th. Okay.
There you go. Players will have 1 week to collect once it drops. We appreciate your patience as we finalize the drop. Okay, yeah, so that was supposed to come through today.
Yeah.
Back till Tuesday. So obviously a little bit of interesting. Yeah, I'm not too concerned with the price as well. I don't know if I wish I had have sold some and stuck to the plan. I was originally going to sell 10, so 10,000. I probably wouldn't have caught it at that mark. It would have been nice to sell 10 for 10 cents and then waited till it dropped down here at 3 cents or something. That would have been nice. But here's what it is, as you said.
Yeah.
It is kind of bouncing around that 5 cent mark. So, yeah, interesting to keep an eye on it. All right. What about sizzle season gamified earnings? How you going with that?
I think I'm doing quite well. I've tried to do everyone without the referral. That's nothing I'm chasing, but the rest is it's kind of simple enough.
Well, you've already got the 12, so that qualifies you for that next level of the rewards. Sizzle season ornaments, that hasn't come through yet, eh? That has to be a certain time.
Yeah, that have to be 3 weeks.
And the 25 days as well. So yeah. You'll get 14 easy, and then you're only one away from the 15. But that's hard, isn't it? The referral bonus.
It's the referral. Yeah, I don't want to sell myself.
Yeah, I hate that as well. I'm kind of like that with some of these racing ones. Somebody said, "Oh, you got to go into general and beg someone to race with you." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." Oh, Ben, I forgot my own bloody name. Yeah, I'll get that. I'll get the 25 days. So that'll be that one.
You have the races. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 3 items. I'll get that one. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, maybe I'll get to 12. So there we go. But yeah, I know this is tied. This is now tied with the Sparklet airdrops as well. I guess I just reflect on it. The time and effort required, it's just a bit too much. I'll wait and see what it is first. It's kind of, I'm feeling a bit that way with totems as well. I am still feeding my totem regularly, but I've kind of just, I don't think I'm not going to hold on to mine.
I had two brown ones, so it was every 12 hours, and I sold one of them. Just I don't care anymore, and I kept the one left now. So I'm feeding it every 12 hours. That's kind of okay, but it's not fun to see the notification. Oh, you have to feed the totem. Oh, you have to collect the totem. Gonna get sick of it. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to participate in the next round or 3.
Do you have any kind of goal as far as how much protum you'd like to have there banked up?
No, because I don't know how much protum or stem you need to have to kind of feed a plant or whatever. So it's just a number for me right now. I have 3,000. Yeah. I think that is is a good amount, but I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I started this round. I think I had 2,600 maybe, or 2,400. So I've dropped down now with my 3, but they've just started paying out more than I'm feeding them. So I think I got 2,600 just with one red one last time. I think I was only feeding one. So if I could get that around 5,000 by the end of this chapter, I think That's a nice round number. I'd be pretty happy with that. And then, after this chapter, I'm going to flip all 3 of mine. Yeah, I did think, well, it didn't. I wasn't thinking about it for long, but I was thinking, but it's going to be cool to have some of these in your inventory to say, you were part of this process. But then I thought, hang on a minute, once they've all used up their juice,
it's just a map
the
asset.
prices of these are going to drop to a stone, to nothing. So
yeah.
Well,
if they change up the mechanics for feeding it the next cycle, maybe I'll join again. But if it's the same again with some minor justifications, no, I'm not going to participate. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I've got 3 green ones. They're pretty highly desired because they're pretty much a 24-hour feeding cycle. So maybe I'll flip 2 and hold on to 1 just in case. Who knows? So there we go. Yeah. I don't mind the feeding schedule. The problem for me is it just doesn't work on mobile. It just flash crashes beyond belief. So
an Android.
Android, yes. I know. You and bloody Slack, I tell you. Yeah. That's my biggest frustration. And that kind of it leads me into just before I was sending you the link to this, I'd had my coffee and I went to do what you need to do after you have a coffee. And I was sitting there scrolling through playing a game and a game ad popped up. And I thought, well, what's this? I don't know if you've seen this before. Let me see if I can bring it up. I hadn't heard of this one before. There's a new mobile real estate game in the market called House Rush. The ad for it that I saw looked pretty cool. Buy and sell real estate. There's collections, trading, leaderboards, blah, 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 blah. Become a real estate mogul. The UI looks pretty cool. Apparently, it says real houses. I don't know if that means looks like real houses or it's tied to, real addresses or whatnot. So we've got a new app like this coming on board. We also have, I think we talked about this, but it's not available in Norway yet, is Atlas Earth.
No.
That is another one of these. Well, this is virtual real estate that's tied to real world addresses. So this is out there as well now.
But that is a kind of multiplayer game, right? The other one, the first one, is that a multiplayer kind of game or is it a single player just for fun?
I don't know. I am going to download it and I am going to have a look. It does look very much... This looks like a very kind of typical mobile, highly gamified game. You can see it there with the rush wheel and that sort of stuff. This looks like something that's been specifically designed for mass market appeal. Like I said, I haven't played around with it yet. I am going to dive in and have a look. The link to this and the iOS one will be in the description if you wanted to check it out. It's a free app. In-game or in-app purchases, of course. So I don't know. This one looks interesting. The Atlas Earth one, it does have a multiplayer element. I absolutely suck at the multiplayer stuff because it doesn't really tell you what you need to do. It's just 3, 2, 1, go. And you're like, well, what the hell do I do? And you're playing against people who know what to do. And I just get my ass kicked every single time. So I don't really play that aspect. I just stick with the grindy kind of aspect.
Yeah, but
it's interesting.
Land.
This one,
you buy the land, right? So, but
yes,
can you see other players buy land as well, or is it just you on the map?
No, as you can see here, you can see other players' areas. It does show up that certain areas are developed. You can go around and collect gems and this, that, and the other thing. But this version is very much... It's like the passive earnings in Upland, but it's kind of, at the moment, that's the main thing to do in Atlas Earth is to buy the land. You can get different rarities of land that's kind of randomized. And then it seems very much just a vehicle for making the currency. and you can cash that out as real life dollars. Like I said, there is some multiplayer elements, but it's very, very this app itself is very, very thin. However, the UI and everything works brilliantly. So there's that to go with it as well. But again, highly stylized as a mainstream mobile app.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm kind of leading into now is then we have Upland. This is the Upland App Store preview. Now, this looks like this hasn't been updated since probably 2019.
No.
Oh, no, it's got the in-game chat there. So it has had some kind of updates, but it's...
Yeah, well, but the graphics is still the same, because I was looking in the event page for Upland, and I went back to page 73 or something, the first post that is out there, and you click into that, and it can kind of look the same graphics as it is today. So that hasn't changed. The bottoms are the same. Every text is the same. So yeah, it's still the same.
Yeah. What now? You've probably heard the rant I went on a couple of weeks back, being an iOS player, and my concerns are growing that Upland as an iOS app is becoming less and less stable, almost unplayable in certain aspects. I personally fear that we're slipping further and further behind some of these other emerging ones that are going to take a significant share of the market, so to speak.
Absolutely, yeah. The focus for the UI has kind of been put on the backbone or in the background. The Sparklet and the partners are kind of pushed in the front, and the UI is forgotten. And to keep the player base, you need to have the UI in ship shape.
Yes,
but then again, the reason why I kind of joined Upland is like everyone else. I got the Brave ad, and the Brave ad was kind of like this. It's catchy and it's playful, and I wanted to see what it was, so I clicked on it and I signed up. So the playfulness is still there, but the UI needs to have a major upgrade. Search functionality and clickable things, and make it more easy.
Well, I came on board because it was a mobile specific kind of blockchain based real estate trading game, but what I've seen over the 5 years is that the mobile experience is just degrading further and further and further, and we're seeing more. I guess you can't really call them competitors, because they're definitely not at the level that Upland is. In many respects, they're nowhere close. But mainstream players of mobile games, they're not necessarily going to care about that. It's a big generalization, but they have very short attention spans. They want something that's going to capture their attention quickly, that's easy to play. They don't want to have to join Discords and bloody do this, that, and the other thing just to work out the basics of what to do. And now on top of that, if you come on board and you download the iOS app and you want to scroll around and see, oh, what's this? Or if you click on the chat and then it just constantly white screen crashes, we're just going to delete it and move on.
Yeah, absolutely. So we need to have some dev people there to kind of fix this.
Yeah. And that's one of my concerns. I did have a look too. There's an interview here. This is on Altcoin Buzz from August 29th, 2020. So a couple of months after I joined. This is an interview with Dirk Luth, of course, co-founder of Upland. Now, there's a bunch of general, questions here, there, and everywhere, but there's a question right at the end here that something stuck out to me. Where is it? Where is it? I remember he mentioned mainstream. Here we go. So the last question in this interview is there anything else you would like to share with our readers? Dirk says, Upland managed to overcome the typical blockchain barriers for average people. Yes, absolutely agree. All new users need is an email address and a password to sign up. In addition, Upland can be played on iOS and Android. Well, as you've said, you've shown, and as Elslack likes to point out, the vulgar Uplander, the Android experience is far and away much more stable than the iOS version for whatever reason. And this is the interesting part here. These facts will enable Upland to attract a mass audience planned for 2021. Here we are, almost at the end of 2024. I don't think we're currently anywhere near a mass market audience.
Nope.
What's the missing pieces of the puzzle?
Yeah. I hope Upland has an answer for that. And they find it out and fix it. Yeah, I don't know. Players register, no doubt about that, but they're not staying.
Yeah, what have we got? 3 million registered accounts, but only 300,000 even own a single property.
Yeah. So they need to kind of crack that code by getting people to stay. And I tried different things like the Spark daily clickable thing and the earnings that you have to be active to get the max. But I don't know.
I'm kind of concerned that Upland is now kind of poised to actually capture more of the wider market because of the Sparklet and all that becoming. We've seen a few more articles get out there, but I just worry. I don't think especially the mobile iOS app it's nowhere near ready for that. So I'm concerned that if we did have a big push, like you said, we're going to get those people to come in. They're going to look at it, and then they're just going to move on to some of these other ones. Yes. Yeah, it just seems more and more that we're going in the opposite direction, where for whatever reason we're seeing many of the older players moving on. Even they're moving on for various reasons. So all right. Well, I guess that's a good segue. You've kind of into you and what you're about. You've already kind of discussed that you came in on the Brave browser. For those of you who aren't aware, Laban is a highly supportive community member. You're, massive supporter of all the various shows and whatnot that go on. You've been involved in heaps of different node projects. You still are involved in heaps of different node projects. What's the aspect that keeps you sticking around, apart from it working brilliantly on bloody Android?
Well, it's the community. There's a lot of great people here. Absolutely. So I try to keep myself close to the positive part of the people. I don't like the negative people, but I see a lot of negativity. Try to stay away from it. But absolutely, the community and the positive people, I love them. So that's keeping me.
Well, when did that begin? Like, you started off early on. Did you find the Discord community straight away? How did you first get involved in the community?
Yeah, I think so. Because there was a button for Discord, I think, on the Upland webpage. So I joined that, and tried to find some supporting documents or how-tos because there wasn't much back then. I did the normal mistakes like the first collection, King of the Streets. So 3 properties in the same street. I didn't do that. I just minted 3 randoms and then screw that one up. So the beginning was tough. I remember. I was right before the FSA, I think, or before the limits for FSA. So I flipped a lot of properties for bigger players in Fresno, I remember, and I flipped a lot in San Francisco. And looking back now, I regret that. I sold a lot, but then again, I wouldn't be here where I am today if I didn't do that. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's. I always say that it's hard to look back. Some of the properties that I've sold as well for the prices you sold at, but
yeah,
who knows?
It's part of the game.
So that's you came in November 2020. So Fresno was open then. Was
so
Manhattan opened as well, or were
No,
you
not
part
yet.
of that release?
Yeah, maybe it was actually because the egg or the what was it?
For
properties,
the terminals or something.
Yeah. I didn't participate in that. So Manhattan was probably there, and the first release after that, I don't remember what was the first actual city release. Was it Bakersfield maybe, or Staten Island or something?
I don't
Or
know. There's been
Oakland.
so many. It's easy to lose track of them all.
Yeah. But it was a city with the collection known, at least. So everyone was rushing for the collection part. That was fun. I remember that it was fun.
Yeah. It's fun when it works, but then we saw with Kansas when that went horribly wrong and it didn't work, and the disco lights. But some people were able to still keep minting while everyone else was locked up. So we've definitely been through the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Now, you kind of early on, you were talking about where your city release mentality now has very much subsided, and that you don't really go into the collection speculation and the research and that sort of stuff. Has that always been the case, or have you been bitten by the FOMO dragon? Any classic examples of that?
Yeah, I've been bitten by many FOMO dragons, actually. So early on, I bought a lot of collection properties, secondary, and a lot. So I tried to do a lot of collections. Then the collection swapping became a thing. I didn't take great part of it. I'd swapped a few with a known player, but I didn't join the Discord and flipped around those. I didn't care about that. But I tried to, at least earlier on, try to find something that could be a great collection. But sometimes it panned out, sometimes it didn't. So and now it's not. I'm not chasing it. You can still buy the South Grow in Miami.
Yes,
it's still mintable, so could save the UPEX there and just buy that and have that as a collection.
Yeah, and now of course we've got the feature where if you're patient enough and you can make use of the USD as well, that we see highly desirable collection properties selling for way under mint.
Yeah, I do that as well. I flip. I buy cheap properties in LA and then I'll just flip it for the floor for USD, and then I save the USD, and then I buy stuff I want.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. When you mentioned FSA agents, I thought I remembered, because I worked with lots of FSA agents back in the day, and well, what do you know? Let me bring this up.
Did I buy something for you? I don't remember.
You certainly did. You certainly did. Yeah, I didn't remember. This is our first chat. So this is November 29th, 2020. So just after you joined. Yeah, look at that. I've sent you a DM. Can you get this, please? I'll buy it off you for 8,000, which will give you enough to buy the other 8 below it. So there's a property here. There's 900 UPEX. Look at that.
Just great.
So you minted that for 900. Apparently, I bought it off you for 8,000, and then you bought the properties below it. And then what have I said here? Once you have them all bought, I'll send offers through of 250 each. That's give you a cut of a bit over 2,000. Well, I did you a tight one there. You didn't make much on that one. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, you hear you say, look, I only been playing for a week, so just wondering why. I wonder if I told you or whether it was secret. These are in an area that will be developed. It might be a good move to grab a couple for yourself here. Once we're finished, you could flip them easily for look at that. You could
Where,
flip them easily for 1,500 upics.
where is this? Is this in
That's crazy.
That's Fresno. Yeah.
2548 S11th. Let me go and have a look at that. 2548. Oh, the bloody flight en route pop-up. That's one of those frustrating things. Every time you do something, it pops up again and you're traveling.
No.
Yes, I know I'm bloody traveling. Stop telling me. All right, let's have a look here. What is this exactly? So that's it there. It's for sale now. 50,000. So it was minted for 900 by you. I bought it off you for what that seems like 2,000 or something. And then where is this? It might be Little Italy or somewhere, is it? Neighborhood lights. Kalwa. Ah, no, wow, that goes back. That was shit, what's his name?
Bloodless was there as well, I think. I bought some for Bloodless.
Yeah, I forget his name. The guy that did VV in San Francisco as well. The original guy that had the ideas for big ideas for developing different neighborhoods in bloody business areas and what not. Oh crap, I'm blanking on his name, but this was very much a node project at the time. Yeah. Can't give him a shout out. I'm blanking on his name. So yeah, I've still got a few left in Fresno, not many. Couple in Little Italy. Yeah, that's funny. Blast from the past. So there you go. Yeah, we did get kicked off. So we've been DMing for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking through that. There's plenty there. Yeah, I can't. That's going to bug the shit out of me. I can't remember his name. So yes, I wasn't the only one that was working with you, apparently.
No. Well, I tried to get my Apex balance up to actually buy more, and then that was the fun part. Trying to flip something, make some
exactly
VPX, and then grow your accounts.
Yeah, well, I've started to ask people that question all the time. Is what keeps you playing? You've said the community aspect. That's definitely a large part of it. Is there anything particular that you enjoy? Is it very much the real estate side of things?
Well, yeah, it's just having to be able to sell something and just have that notification on the phone. Oh, you sold something. That's still fun for me. And
did you ever get
a shout out for Maui?
Sorry, go ahead.
Maui.
Yes.
He made a T-shirt. So this is the 4 stages of property sales.
Oh, nice. What does it say there?
It says,
yes, I sold something.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What?
I sold something?
Yeah.
What WTF have I done? Oh, well, Chief Executive, here I come. That's cool. I haven't seen that before. That's really awesome. Yeah, very true. That was kind of what I was getting at. So that's hilarious. Yeah, and I'm very much the same. I like that buy, sell, trade aspect as well. That's definitely what keeps me going, aside from the community. But that's not all that keeps you going. You have, of course, dived into Metaventure ownership and production and all of the fun stuff that goes with that. You do have, we're looking at that now, the Graveyard Goods gravestones showrooms available in Oakland, LA, Queens, and Detroit. Yes, I mentioned at the start, your Norwegian husband, father, and seller of gravestones. What's the story behind all this? Norway, famous for black metal and things like that. Is that part of it? Are you a
not at all
black metal fan like myself?
Nope, not at all. Well, it started with if we go back to 23. Maui introduced me to the UDU back then. So there was a vetting process, if I don't remember wrong. So when I was vetted and came into the Discord server, I found out that and I wanted the property in Midtown Terrace, but it was way too expensive for me to join there. So I kind of found the next best thing, and that was Lone Mountain with Podex. And I found out that he is also Norwegian. So I got to talk with him, and we kind of partnered up, and he had an idea with Lone Mountain, and still have that, and trying to build up a node there. And he has a lot of properties, so I tried to help him out. And the funny thing is that Lone Mountain is located where is a big cemetery, so we tried to kind of have that team. And then he started to produce gravestones as well. And I thought, yeah, well, why not? I should also do that. So I also joined the party with creating gravestones. I reached out to a designer, so he made them for me, because I'm not a graphical designer at all. So I got a help from Charles FR, and he made them. I submitted them, and voila.
Here you are. Yes. Yeah, so this is Lone Mountain at the moment. It's looking very nice indeed. There's your shop up there, Graveyard Goods.
Yes, the factory.
The factory, is this? That's not
No,
yours,
that's
is it?
Podex
What's
shop.
he got there? Oh, he's got a few different ones there. 4,000. That's pretty cool. Oh yes, I'm on. No, I'm flying. God, I hate that. It's where is I still got some properties there somewhere up the top left, I thought. No, down here. So yeah, I've held on to mine there. I need to put some decorations on those actually. That's one of the things I've been meaning to do. But yes, this was very much a well, this was an there's an interesting history with this one. Lone Mountains actually started off as a project by T. Davis and the Little Italy crew. They had minted out a whole bunch of this block here. This is the block that kind of started it all. I minted a few up here as well. And then Little Italy crew kind of joined in with the UDU, and that whole history ran its course. And then that kind of project was just sitting there, and yeah, it was great to see Podex just kind of pick that up and just made it his own. And as I did with Midtown Terrace, I would hate to think how much UpX he has pumped into making Lone Mountain what it is today. You could probably speak to that.
Yeah. Yeah. It costs to have a node, so yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to help him out with several things, and then see how this goes.
Yeah, and I'll just go back because we'll take a look at your showroom too. So we're looking at your LA showroom. I'm interested to see there's unminted properties around you as well. So yes, gravestones. Oh, you've got the 101s there. So you can pick up a number 1 mint gravestone for about 47,000, or your standard prices around the 4,000 mark. Are you working on some more series of these?
Not at the moment. I have some ideas, several gravestone ideas, but kind of looking into tying this together with a structure ornament. Because right now, the map asset doesn't have any value other than decoration. I hope Upland will come with some functionality that you can tie to a season. So for this, it would be perfect for harvest at Halloween. But yeah, the structure ornaments, I would love to have some structure ornaments that kind of reflects with the gravestones. But I'm not a designer, so I need some help with that. So, but yeah, the harvest season is almost here, so yeah, I don't have time for it now. Maybe next year. So I've started creating I've started to build a factory for it and then a showroom. So it will come eventually.
Nice. Yeah. And how have you found that process? Like, obviously, you worked with a third-party designer. Was that somebody within the Upland community, or was that somebody external?
No, it's in the Upland community. Yeah. I don't remember how I found it, but he has made a lot of stuff. And I reached out to him. I reached out to DTech first just to ask what his rate would be, but he doesn't make made stuff for all of us. So I tried to find anyone else, and I also tried to do it myself. So I started on Blender, and but I watched some tutorials, and I don't have time for this. This is too complicated for me. Yeah, so easier to pay someone to do it.
Yes, yeah, very much so.
And that
I played around with the classic donut one as well, like the donut tutorial, and I quickly realized, this ain't for me. I don't have the time to invest into learning all of this, unfortunately.
Yeah. So it went quite fast, I think. Kudos to Upland, because my factory got approved in April this year. And I submitted the first map assets late in April, and I got it approved early on in May, the first one. And then I submitted 2 more, the 13th of May, and they got approved for manufacturing the 16th. So 3 days.
That's crazy, yeah.
That's impressive.
Consider it took me nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
Bit of a difference. I think it was you too. I believe it was you that gave me the heads up in DM that we were now, with map assets, you were now able to manufacture those in all of your different factories. It wasn't just one map asset tied to. Is that, I haven't looked into that myself further. Is that only for new ones you've submitted, or does that go back to existing ones that you'd already had approved?
Yeah, but I have only 3, so, but yeah, that counts for every 3 I have, yeah.
Oh, awesome! I'm gonna have a look at that myself then, because I filled up the inventory lot on the San Francisco factory, and it's full. I can't produce any more until I move them. So maybe I can move over to. I believe I've got one in Chicago and maybe LA as well. Factory sitting there approved. So yes, and that's a whole different ball game itself too. Is moving these things. I know. When you sponsored the UDU podcast there for a while, and I had to go over to your showroom, and I bought up a bunch for that, and got a bunch for that, and bought a bunch up for myself as well. And moving those little bastards is quite a process.
Zooming in. It's time consuming. I try to do it once a day, or at least every 2 days or something. And if it like the vacation now, and I didn't do it for several days, I was a pain just to do the 30 once.
30? Oh, I tried moving 300 of them. I think I got 350 or something on the San Francisco one. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, I wrote that down before, transportation mechanics, when we were talking about something else. How do you feel about where we're at currently with transportation? Like we've seen with cars, you just drive straight over the water, as the crow flies. We expect that's going to change. Things like, you're a map asset Metaventure owner, paid logistics for transportations, deliveries, and all that sort of stuff. What are you planning for? Are you making any preparations for those changes?
Try to have a showroom, or I'm building up my showrooms, at least several places, just to have some inventory. And time will tell what happens. If I need a car for it or a truck, then I probably need to buy one. Not right now, because it's pretty expensive. So I think, or reckon at least, that Upland is going to have a sale for a truck or something again.
A secondary one, they'll have to.
And the prices will drop drastically, I think. So I'm just sitting still in the boat. They still have to release the airplanes first, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just looking at your car inventory now, I don't think you're going to get much decor in your carts.
Nope.
What do you got? 4 carts. Well, you've got a pickup truck there, so that's apparently can take some stuff, and a Series 4 people mover as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of in some aspects, I'm really looking forward to the paid transportation mechanics, because I just want some sort of form of automation that I can use. Kachow, I still have yet to play around with. He put like a little Google thing together that you can use, a little tool to help speed that process up. I haven't sat down to play with that myself yet, but again, the time that I get to sit down and play Upland actually on the laptop is very, very limited. Normally it's here, there, and everywhere on the iOS, and moving decor on iOS just does not work. So, yeah, I want paid transportation mechanics ASAP, but hopefully that's not going to be yet another laborious process where you got to do one at a time to stick it on the bloody truck, or who knows how that's going to play out. I don't know. Yeah, and now I remember why I wrote it down. When we were talking about the placement of your buildings on the land, like, yeah, say we've got our truck, we can't. Well, the truck pulls up outside of the factory to be stocked. Is that going to block up the road? Nobody else can drive past at the time. Do you have to have some land available on the factory for the truck to park onto? When it gets to the showroom, the same thing. Who knows how that's all going to play out?
Well, if Upland comes with something like this, it's going to be simple. It's not going to be with the cars in the road and something. I think it's going to be quite simple, and it's just moving stuff. Just moving stuff to a car, and then move the car to another place, and then move it out of the car. It's going to be simple and painful.
Well, hopefully, I mean, it needs to have in the UI. It needs to have, if you've got your factory, it needs to have a thing there where you can go into your factory inventory and just click to select. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, move to truck or something. It can't be one at a time.
Nope.
It can't be. Nope. But it probably will be. It probably will be. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, as I said, that's all yet to be revealed. We'll just go back and dive into your account details before. I know we have covered this before as part of the Upland Down Under podcast, but it's worth taking a look again. You started off in November 2020, 14 properties, not doing a whole lot until the next year, pretty much around April, May sort of stuff, and then a big jump.
Yeah,
that must have been a city release there. Yeah. And then selling out a little bit, but generally fairly stable graph. You haven't done much big selling. How much of that is related to, you said you had some really awesome USD sales with terminals and whatnot. How do you feel where your account is now? Are you in positive mode? Is it all profits from here, or do you know?
It's in the green.
Oh, nice.
So
very good.
It's all in the green, and I'm staying in the green as well. I'm not pushing money in, so I'm going to be in the red. I want to be in the green.
Yep. So how much of what you're able to do now is tied to where your your daily dividend rate is, or is it your active flipping strategy, or is it the Metaventures? Obviously, you said you had a terminal and you only made 500 UPX for the year, so it's not that. Yeah. What's funding your account these days?
I'm chasing collections. I'm trying to optimize my collections so the dividends gets greater. And my goal was earlier to have 1,000 properties, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm trying just to optimize the collections, and then buy just some random properties in LA, and I flip that for USD just to get my USD balance up, and then use the USD for something in game then, or taking it out, but usually using it in game either for the passes or if there's a USD sale that I want to participate in, something like that.
Yeah. And it's 864 properties. It has your yield here at 250 before without boost. So do you know what you're at? You must be.
It's 375.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That allows you to do a fair bit. And of course, as I said, you're very active with all of the different community shows and that are out there. Here's an example. Thank you very much. It looks like you've switched your residence over to Midtown Terrace, which means that you'll be part of the residence giveaways for the start of next month. So you have had a lot of success. I know you've got plenty of UpX out of me being a participant in the various shows. And like I said, you're very active in all of the shows. How much of that sort of stuff helps as well?
Absolutely, yeah. And that goes to new players as well. You need to be engaged with the different YouTube streams to kind of get a little boost, a little UpX boost, because it is kind of tedious in the start, and you have to put money in to get it going. If you don't have the patience for it, it isn't for you. But if you join the community and participate in competition, and there's a lot of competitions. So just to participate and be active, you will grow.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, there's heaps of opportunities. I know Hyde Park Ninjas do a whole bunch of stuff. Metaverse Millen does stuff. Elslack, the UPX podcast, Cheese does a lot of stuff. Yeah, all of the different broadcasters out there. We all look to give back in different levels that we can. I tend to focus on UPX and map assets and whatnot. Other people do, like DTech's a classic example too, like all the spark raffles and stuff that he does. If you've got a little spark balance there, you don't need much to get involved in what he does, and you could win yourself some very cool things that then you can flip for USD or UPX. So there's numerous opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I kind of. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of I do the weekly giveaways on my other show as well, and it's the same names over and over again. I got no worries given I give 6 week 6 bloody 10,000 or more just about every other week, and yourself too often. I got no dramas with that. I wonder. Yeah, I sometimes wonder why more people aren't interested in that as far as being involved. Maybe they don't want to hear my bloody Australian accent whining on. I don't know. But yeah, there are plenty of opportunities out there.
Absolutely. And it doesn't take a lot of time either. So
no, not at all. All right. I have started to do this recently as well, is to have a look now. As I said, you did get featured by Mesby and the Dynamic Node Builders team here. So in-game name Laban since November, been to Vegas, no. We have talked about this personally. I think we've both been on a bit of a journey there where at one stage we would love to go to Vegas as part of this and kind of moved away from that for various reasons. How have you gone with the FOMO associated with Genesis Week only being in US and Vegas and this, that, and the other thing?
This year, the sad part was that there's nothing official from Upland like a stream you can watch. So that's a negative thing. All the competitions and so I tried to participate just to be part of it and then generate some UPX for it or block export or whatnot, and batches. But not to be able to kind of watch the panels or stuff like that. That's a bummer, I think.
Yep, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Bucket list skydiving. Why would you want to go and do that?
One day.
I did that. I did tandem skydiving for my 21st birthday. That's what my mother got me. I was hungover as hell. It was it was fun, but I don't think I'd do it again.
Okay.
It was beautiful. Well, where would you like to do it, I suppose? Would you like to do that in Norway or on vacation in Thailand or something?
It doesn't matter. Just jump out and Just see the world.
See the world, yes. Hopefully not too closely.
Oh,
Yes. Famous fact about where you live, world's first bicycle lift. That's cool. Yeah, I've seen plenty of those in Japan. That's insane, some of those. Celebrity you know the most about? Eddie Murphy. Now, that's an interesting one, considering, you are Norwegian. What's the story there?
no, it goes back when I was younger. I think with the movies he released. I find the older movies more appealing than the newer ones today. I found the older ones better. So Eddie Murphy had a lot of good movies back then, and then other actors as well. But I find him very funny. He's quick and funny.
Yeah, that was a really good time, wasn't it? The kind of the 80s, not early 90s, where, it was, what's the latest Eddie Murphy movie, or what's the latest Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, or something like that. It was really an event to kind of look forward to.
Yeah. It wasn't
Did
computer. It wasn't computer
Yeah.
created, so it was good.
Yeah.
It was good back then.
Everything. Well, I went out for dinner with my two boys last night because, the girls are off in Japan on their holiday. And I said, maybe we can go and watch a movie as well. We went and had a look at what was available at the cinema, and it was just, there was nothing there that was really seemed amazing. It was just, it's all this bloody superhero crap and whatnot. I don't know. It just doesn't seem as exciting as it once was. Maybe I'm just getting old fart status. Who knows? How much of Eddie Murphy's early comedy show routines did you watch? I remember watching Delirious and Raw, or hearing cassette tapes. Like a friend at school had one, and you put it on, and you'd have to put it on low volume so parents didn't hear, and you just pissing yourself laughing. You couldn't believe somebody was saying stuff like that.
Yeah, and I remember those two, and Beverly Hills Cop. The dynamic there is just fun. The new movie that just came out, I didn't think that wasn't even good. So yeah, the old ones, there's actually pretty good movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I nearly sat down and watched that last weekend, but I ended up watching something else. I forget. It's not the same.
No, it's not the same.
All right. Guilty pleasure junk food. What's the junk food of choice in Norway?
Can be anything: burgers, kebabs, whatever. Just easy, simple food.
Shove it in your face food. Yes.
Yeah.
Would you survive the zombie apocalypse? You seem pretty confident there. Is that because you're living in a very wonderful, nicely, not too densely populated area, or do you have some super special ninja skills that we're not aware of?
Oh, we're stacked up. We can survive anything here.
Nice, very good. Well, you survived through all sorts of winters and all that sort of stuff as well. So yes, very resilient people up there.
Yeah.
Never do again. Touch a live wire. There's definitely a story at play there.
Yeah, we were on. I was when I was a kid, and we were on a holiday, and me and my brother we shot with soft guns on each other, and one of the soft gun balls got behind a radio or something, and I needed that bullet, so I grabbed it and I touched something in the radio behind there, and that was not fun at all. That was
Ooh.
that hurt.
Got your attention.
Yeah, so I'm not doing that again.
No, occupation, cyber bouncer, nice one, and 3 Uplanders you chat with regularly, Maui, Ben 68, and Podix. That's interesting. When you mentioned Maui before, obviously Maui's your wife. Did she find Upland first? It seemed like it sounded like she got you into Upland.
No, it's the other way around. I found Upland, and
it was.
I told her, and she joined as well, and then we have been going from there. So yeah.
I see. I've been trying to get Mary to come and join us on the chat, but she didn't want to know about it. So maybe one day. I'm going to hold out hope for that one
Soon.
we're going to get us both in trouble. Yes. All right. I will go back to. I know, for example, you have a bit of an interesting story, a bit of a journey with your block explorers. Did you want to outline what happened with that?
Yeah, so I became director in mid-April 2021. So I applied for the Block Explorer right after. And I don't know how the process is now, but at that time, you had to go to City Hall and then upload a sample image and then have a description under it. And I'm not a graphic designer, so I found a random image with the figure on, or multiple figures on, and I wrote a description what I wanted, because that was the way I thought it was meant to be. So instruction for the graphical designer, this is how I want the Block Explorer. So I did that. I waited a little bit, and it didn't take that long, I think. So I got one, and then I was bummed, because that's kind of the image I sent them. So it's just kind of pixelated. So it just run through a machine, and then it spits out a pixelated image.
Is that? It's not this one, is it?
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah.
So the thing is that I wrote that I wanted the figure, and it needed to be blue, because early on I was playing a game called Ingress, that's created by Google or Niantic Labs, and I was on the blue team, so I wanted the blue Laban, and I didn't get that. I got that one there, so I created a support case with Upland, and they replied, "Yeah, we should look into it," and nothing happened. And I sent them a new email. What's going on? Yeah, we're working on it. Could you please supply with some more images? So I gave them some more images, and I wrote how I wanted to have it, and nothing happened. And then after several months, I think it was in September, late September, I got an email, and they said, your Block Explorer has been dropped, but it's just an image. It's not an NFT. It's just an image.
Yeah, it's not available in your.
No,
it's not available under your Block Explorer assets.
Nope. So the one that they first got me, that's an NFT.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my actual director Block Explorer. But the one that's displayed there, that's just an image with nothing tied to the blockchain. This is similar to the one that we could get for the FIFA, I think, because then there was some drums or something, I don't remember, and some there were some images dropped during the FIFA event that was not NFTs, just some images.
Yeah.
So find them here. Yeah, you have the drum with the goal on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know. So there's a way that you assign that anyway, so you can use that as your Block Explorer, even though it's not.
It's only visible when you change the Block Explorer. It's not in my inventory. So yeah, but
yeah, that's a bit frustrating.
I'm not selling it either, so yeah.
Yes,
it's kind of bummed, but
I put my Block Explorer up for sale in my Block Explorer showroom the other night. I thought, well, I'm just going to put it up for $10,000. If somebody wants to buy it for $10,000, I don't think I'd be too disappointed.
Oh.
So, yeah,
you can just buy the other one.
Yes, exactly. Some of the other clones that are out there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. Well, what about because that kind of goes back to the executive statues as well. We're supposed to have these executive statues. That's I think October 2020. I applied for mine.
Yeah.
Did you apply for that as well, or you haven't even bothered?
No.
Or yeah.
No, I'm waiting. I'm not going to do it either. So not yet. I'm just waiting to see how it pans out, what it will become, and then maybe I'll apply for it. I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one, that one.
I don't think it's on Upland's priority list.
No, I don't think so. Again, I guess that speaks to this constantly. We always say Upland's a business. It's got to sell things to make money, to keep the lights on in the office. Otherwise, it will all go away. But yeah, constantly getting new things and not completing things, and especially not fixing up the background problems associated with some of these things. It just seems 5 years, almost 6 years down the road. There's a lot to go back and work on.
Absolutely. So they should definitely focus on that.
Yeah, is there any of those kind of old features that you really enjoyed that you miss, or that you wish had been given more love, whether it be the legits, or I don't know, some of the, because you've been around for a very long time, some of the community events and whatnot?
Yeah, the city tours. You got a Block Explorer and some Spark back in the days. Those were actually kind of cool. And I think they did one not so far ago. I don't remember what it was. Maybe Tokyo, or I don't remember. There was a city tour not so long ago. And I think those are cool, just to have something. Yeah, definitely. It doesn't take a lot of time either, so.
No. Yes. Did you have a favorite tour? Because you would have been involved in them all. I see in your Block Explorer list, you've got plenty of them.
Yeah, the first one, the in San Francisco, the movie tour. I think that was just because it is an old one. I think that was a cool one.
Yeah, where was it? I saw you've got a few here. You've got all the Bakersfields. You would have earned those. You wouldn't have bought those, right? Bakersfield Blues from all the burns.
The funny thing is that when I tried to search for the Block Explorer adventure here, I also saw that I applied for the UPX instead of the Block Explorer for the
really?
and I got the Block Explorer instead. And so I saw an email where I created a case, and I wanted the UPX instead of the Block Explorer, and then didn't fix it. So yeah. I got the Block Explorer. That's fine now. Cool to have now.
How much have you been involved in the buying and selling of, rare items like that, the Block Explorers, or some of the old structure ornament sales and things?
So yeah, I applied. That was the first Metaventure I applied for, was a Block Explorer shop, just because I wanted to kind of see if I could flip the Block Explorers and make a profit, and then build my account. I don't think it has gone that well. So I have a lot of Block Explorer for sale, but they don't sell. And I understand why. There's no functionality to it, so it's just a graphic. But maybe someday there will be some functionality, utility for them. But
that's always been talked about.
Yeah, I tried to keep the old Block Explorers just to have a memory of them. I think they're kind of cool. But and then again, I see them sell for nothing at. So yeah.
Yes, well, there was always talk about Block Explorers being heavily influential in the racing and whatnot. We've yet to see that fully. Again, that speaks to something that needs to be gone back on and followed up on. Maybe that's a good segue into talking about how active have you been in all of these layer twos, like the racing or the, all the other bloody stuff that's going on, some of the community ones.
Yeah, the racing. I try to. I'm also a part of the Hype by Ninjas, so I try to join them when they race, just because it's fun. It's competitive, so I enjoy that more than the new game. I don't the Track Hero. I don't enjoy that at all. It's going too fast for me, and it's too painful. So I don't enjoy that at all. And the the racing is fun when there's a stream around it, when it's talking about it, so it becomes more fun. But solo racing is not fun at all. No. And I've tried the Spark Tycoon, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Spark, the other one, Spark Me or something. I don't remember what the name. I don't.
Sparkade, Sparkade.
I haven't tried that yet. And obviously the next world when that comes out.
Yeah, you're looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Won the statue today, so or yesterday for you.
Yeah, I did see that. I saw that on X. You shared that, I believe. Was that where you posted it? Or maybe not. No. That was Capham. I saw he just picked up one as well. So yeah, there's a lot of interest being generated with that. As I talked about on the UDU podcast, I'm not 100% sure of all the details associated with that, but I like what I'm seeing, like what I'm hearing. So hopefully that's going to be one that's going to, come out and be highly engaging, stick around, this, that, and the other thing. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about developing something like that yourself? You seem fairly tech savvy. Never had any ideas for different gamifications? No?
No, I'm no. Too much time and too much pain. No.
You seem very definite. Yeah. All right. How about as far as new upcoming city releases? You said you've been bitten by the FOMO dragon a few times, but you've kind of dialed back on that quite significantly. What would be the city release that got you to go, hang on, you know what? I'm going to dust off the wallet and I'm going to put some more fiat in, or I'm going to go a bit crazy here. So hold on to your horses, so to speak.
Then the mechanics have to change. So there has to be some utility to have the props in the city. So when that comes, I think it will be more attractive to actually mint the city. Be there on the minting day. Other than that, it's just collections for me now. And then I could wait a week or two. With Paris now, with releasing the collection after the neighborhood or road or whatnot is released or is fully minted out, that doesn't work for me. So I need to go back to the old cities to kind of mint the unminted collections.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if Norway comes up as a,
I was gonna say, what about Oslo city release or somewhere?
Of course, and I need to save up some UPEX and mint. But then again, they just give us a week or under a week notice that there's a city release, and I use my UPEX to build my account, so I'm not sitting on UPEX.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things to do, is maintain a liquid balance there ready to go. Yeah, for sure.
But you can kind of see when they are going to release a city or expand a existing city, because I think they release new properties around when there's only 300,000 unminted left or something. Then there's a city release or expansion.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just coincidental, but it definitely seems to be that 300,000 properties mark. Yeah, I don't know if for whatever reason.
No.
Yeah. All right, mate. Well, is there anything else you'd like to promote, spam, talk about, discuss as far as Upland goes?
Nah, people know about my gravestones, so pick them up. DM me if you want a deal. I'm here.
Yes. Are you open to, like, if people have a custom design they'd have in mind or something like that?
Custom design for the gravestones?
Yeah, something like that, or an idea. I guess it's hard because you're not the designer yourself, are you? Yeah,
so
maybe
I have
that
to
won't work,
send it forward. But yeah. If someone gives me a great idea, of course, But I'm going to focus now on the or I'm trying to focus on the structure ornaments, and I think that is cool to have something like that as well. I try to be active in the Genesis competition with the structure ornaments. I bought up several of them, and I tried to build a lot of them in the time period. But I did make. I was trying to make top 11, but I almost had it, but no, I was beaten on the finish line.
Well, that whole leaderboard system again, that speaks to something that needs automation. I know that's got Swiley's been upset about that in the past, where it's very hard to compete in something like what you've just doing if the leaderboard's only getting updated every 36 hours or every 24 hours or something.
Yep, exactly.
It needs to be in game. It needs to be, automated, live. You need to be able to be able to compete. You need to have some fairly basic things, some tools at your disposal. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yes. All right, I got two more questions on my end. Is the first one being, for you personally, what do you think what would be the ultimate success for you in Upland? Do you have like an end goal? What is there anything that would make you feel like, yes, this is it. I've done what I've set out to achieve?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe actually have buildings on every property I own. That's maybe
that'd be a cool goal. Yeah.
To have a building on every, because then you have something to chase all the time. But that would take a lot of spark and a lot of time.
Yes. Well, what do you got? 864 properties. Yes.
Yep.
A lot of time. All right. Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't thought of that. Yes, that's becoming a much more realistic option for me as I continue to downsize. So maybe one day. I do actually. I wanted to. Some of these collection properties that people often say, "Why have you got this for sale at 68 million UPEX?" Well, that's telling me, "Hey, don't sell this, you dickhead." So a lot of those are the high earning collection properties. I have started to go back and put buildings on those. I'm currently working through the Manhattan ones. So yeah, that's kind of a mini goal that I'm focusing on.
Yeah, me too, because of the structure ornament competition that is repeating itself every season now. You have to have a building on a collection property. So I'm trying to build there first now, just to have a base.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's something I'm kind of working on. How about last question? If you were the boss of Upland and you had the magic wand, what would be the one major feature you would introduce, or maybe go back and fix up and really flesh out?
Let's put it different. I would refocus the dev people to go in the feedback form and just pick the top 10 and make it happen.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've kind of sneakily got out of that question. What do you know out of those top 10? What do you think is the most pressing features out of that?
Oh, the search functionality here, there, and everywhere.
Yes, big one.
And then the collection sorting, or not be able
optimization.
To just to find the correct property to choose in the collections, or even search for one that that you want in a collection. That's just painful. And then just simple things that like when you sell a map asset, you get a notification that your map asset has been sold to player X. Okay, but where did it sell? I need to restock that showroom, but where did it sell? I don't know.
Yeah, someone said we get an email about that, and it says it in the email. I'm not sure, because I blocked the Upland emails because I was
maybe
forever going ding ding.
It's just much spread.
Yeah, well, I've asked for that. Gosh, I asked for that years ago. Because as soon as you have more than one showroom, that becomes a real pain in the butt. Yeah. To then have to click through manually. Yeah.
So,
that's a huge one. All
just
right. So
simple things.
Quality of life improvements.
Absolutely. And that will probably keep the players playing the game as well.
Yep. And it kind of goes back to what we were saying about some of these other apps that are out there emerging into the kind of virtual real estate space. If they've got all of that stuff dialed in, they may not be fully blockchain based. They may have no desire or whatever to become blockchain based, but if they have the virtual real estate market tied up with a super functional, super highly gamified app, Upland's really going to miss out on a lot of users there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, mates. Thank you very much for joining me for a chat. It's something we've been talking about for a while. I'll give the last word to you.
Well, keep playing. Don't give up. Have faith.
Don't give up. Have faith. All right. I think that's a pretty good way to end that one. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. Stick around with me for a second, Laban. We'll have a chat. But for everyone else, we shall catch you later. If you have an Upland, NFT, or Metaverse product, service, or event to promote, or you're just someone engaged in Web3 who'd like to have a chat, send me, Ben68, a DM on Discord, or drop a YouTube comment to discuss and secure your spot.